So the issue is not the is's, but it's the reactions. It's how you respond, how you react to the situation that's going to determine whether or not it's going to be productive, whether or not you're going to grow in your position, whether or not you're going to survive, and most important, whether or not you're going to thrive. Because the issue no longer is a simple one of survival. You don't want to just survive. Who wants to just survive? Who wants to just put time in? You want to thrive. You want to grow. And regardless of what the situation is around you, you have that ability to do it, but it's got to come from inside you. How do we spend our time? This was an interesting survey that was taken. Now, this was a British survey of managers, but it applies to American managers as well. Not much difference in terms of how we employ our time, what we're doing. Again, it's a very hectic time for us. You need to spend more time with your family. Again, it's the old thing about nobody was on the deathbed and said, gosh, I wish I had spent just a little more time at work. Just a little more time at work. Now, I recognize the demands that you have, and they're important demands, and they're building a career for you and a future for you and your organization. But for you and for your organization and for your family, please, I don't care if it's just, hey, I got to go to the store. When you guys want to ride with me? And you've got a child alone with you for 5 minutes in a car. That's marvelous time. I found out more about my kids in those 5-minute trips than I ever did, sitting down and saying, all right, tell me, how's life? I don't know, that doesn't happen. You have to grab those moments with your spouse or with your friends or with your children to do that. Recognize that you have a role, that you have a position, that you have an opportunity to change things. I can't believe this always happens to me. Nobody else is like this. I'm the only person that ever gets yelled at. I'm the only person who always has the reports. I'm the only person that they pick on. Is there something about me? Is there a sign I have on my back that says kick me? I can't believe that I am the only one that's always picked on like this. It just must be, it must be the supervisors. It must be the organization. God, it certainly isn't me. Hey, sometimes maybe it is me. And sometimes you got to take a look in the mirror and realize that, you know what, I screwed up. Okay, I screwed up. I learned from it. I'm going to go on with it and find out what's going on. Or if you look in the mirror and say, I don't think I did screw up. But I'm not just going to feel angry about this. I'm going to go and I'm going to talk to them. I'm going to gather the facts before I take this any further. But assume accountability. If you made a mistake, you made a mistake. Do something about it. Someday. Not today, but someday. If you've got plans, if you've got dreams, if you've got aspirations, if you've got goals, and you've got objectives, do something about it. Just don't talk about it. Just don't sit there and wonder. Do something about it. Make an organized plan. Carry out the steps. Evaluate along the way, is this truly the path I wish to take? But do something about it. Otherwise, you're going to have a whole life full of some days. And all of a sudden, there won't be the tomorrow to fulfill the someday. So do something about it. Boy, I'd love to take that class. I always want to play. Someday I'm going to play guitar. Well, why don't you do it now?